Welcome back to My Autistic Life. I am Autumn, and thank you for joining me. Today I want to talk about a subject that involves two conditions within autism: RSD, otherwise known as Rejection Sensitive Dysphoria, and Alexithymia. So let's get right into it. Sometimes, no matter how many times someone tells you they love you, I love you so much, it just doesn't feel real. You hear the words, you see the actions, but deep down, there's this nagging feeling that maybe they don't mean it. Or that if they knew the real you, they wouldn't love you after all. It's not that you want to feel this way. Hey, when somebody tells you that they love you with all their heart, mind, soul, and strength, that you just don't want to believe them? Absolutely not. It's just how your brain processes things. And for many autistic people, this experience is tied to Rejection Sensitive Dysphoria, RSD, and Alexithymia. Rejection Sensitive Dysphoria gives us that fear of not being enough. RSD is exactly what it sounds like: an overwhelming emotional response to perceived rejection. The key word here is perceived. RSD can make even small things feel like proof that you're not truly loved or wanted. Maybe someone doesn't respond to a message right away, and suddenly your brain is convinced that they're pulling away. Maybe someone compliments you, but instead of feeling good, oh, thank you so much for that compliment, I really truly appreciate that, that just makes me feel so good, you start doubting if they really mean it. I wonder if they really meant that. RSD magnifies emotions, making rejection feel like the end of the world, even if no one actually rejected you. It's not that you're choosing to be sensitive. Your brain is wired to pick up on the slightest sign of disapproval and run with it. And on the other hand, alexithymia is the emotion processing gap. Alexithymia creates a different kind of struggle. Instead of feeling emotions too intensely, alexithymia can make it hard to recognize or understand them at all. You might hear someone say they love you, hey man, I love you, but the emotional signal doesn't seem to reach you in a way that makes sense. All right. It's like your brain is missing the part that translates their words into a feeling. With alexithymia, emotions, yours, mine, and others, can feel distant or confusing. You might struggle to know how you feel. Hey man, I love you. What am I supposed to say back? How am I supposed to feel? Or why you react the way that you do. This can make relationships tricky because love, care, and affection often rely on emotional connection. And when that connection feels blurry, it's easy to start doubting whether it's really there. Both RSD and alexithymia can affect an autistic person in different ways. Hey, I like your jeans. Those are awesome.
Are they just being nice?
Hey, how are you today? Yeah, I'm doing great, thanks.
Did I do something wrong?
Hey, we're at the carnival. Are you excited?
I know I should feel happy, but I don't feel it.
Needing constant reassurance, but still
doubting it.
Feeling like love has to be proven over and over again. We've talked about what those things are and what they look like. Now let's talk about ways to work through it. Even though RSD and alexithymia can make relationships difficult, there are ways to work through them. First of all, we need to recognize the pattern. The first step to noticing when your brain is distorting reality is to ask yourself, is there real evidence that I'm unloved? Or is my brain just making me feel that way? Also, there's external validation through facts. If your emotions aren't giving you clarity, look at actions. Do these people show up for you? Do they support you? Love isn't just a feeling, it's actions over time. We can also use logical affirmations. Since emotions can be unreliable, don't rely on your emotions. Use facts to ground yourself. They've been my friend for years. If they didn't care, they wouldn't still be here. We also need to have self-compassion. Remind yourself that your brain is wired differently, and that's okay. Your struggle with feeling love doesn't mean love isn't there. We also need to learn to communicate with trusted people in our lives. If you're unsure how someone feels, it's okay to ask for clarity. Hey, I know that you say you love me, but for some reason I'm just not feeling it. Can you clarify this for me? Absolutely, I love you with all of my heart. Come in for a hug. Thank you for clarifying that. We also need to have mindfulness and have some emotional tracking that we can look back on. Keeping a journal or voice memo about emotions can help bridge the gap between thoughts and feelings over time. And also, there are therapeutic techniques that you can use to work through these things. Cognitive behavioral therapy, otherwise known as CBT, or acceptance and commitment therapy, otherwise known as ACT, can help reframe negative thought loops related to RSD and alexithymia. And lastly, you are not alone. You are not broken or damaged goods for struggling to feel love the way that others do. Your brain processes emotions differently, but that doesn't mean you're unloved or that love isn't there. It just means you have to learn to translate it in a way that makes sense for you. And that's possible with time, self-awareness, and the right tools. Even if your brain doesn't always let you feel loved, you are. I personally go through these feelings a lot, and I have gone through them a lot in my life. They can be challenging and uncomfortable, but don't give up. You can work through them, and with time, it will get better. Lastly, I want to thank you for stopping by at the channel today, and I hope to see you on our next video. Take care. If you haven't heard it today, I love you. I do. I love you. And I hope you have the best day today. Word. See this? Yeah. It keeps snagging my lip. Ugh. Oh, that hurts. Love can feel strange. Love can feel weird. Sometimes us with RSD and Alexithymia can't feel it at all. Yeah. In a way, we feel rejected because we live in a world that rejects us. Ugh, you just saw that. You did. You can never unsee that. Nope. It's my expander. I have a palette the size of a baby. Yeah, I have a baby palette. They have to expand it.